So let it be written. So let it be done.
I don't think y'all realize how integral SwiftCoin has been to discovering everything else. Either these people were all in cahoots or something, because SwiftCoin has led me to most of these discoveries. It's beautiful, folks. Now I'm diverging into different directions, but I want y'all to stay centered on that zero knowledge proofs. Now, let me bring this up. When I do a 15-minute video, it's good for the algorithm. When I do a 12-minute video, it's good for the algorithm, but it's not good for learning, because the more knowledgeable you are, the more you understand the technology that's underlying, the better you can invest and a better opportunity you can put yourself in a position to win. Because without these factors, this is what you're swayed by. Hey guys, check me out. This is the new project called Dirt. Dirt, D-I-R-T, is the best product out there. Everyone's getting dirt. Woo! Dirt. You got to get you some dirt. See, they call them snake oil salesmen. Even snake oil salesmen can make snake oil make it sound like it does all these things, but it doesn't do all these things because they give hype in it. Or I could tell you that dirt is literally dirt. There's nothing new and great about dirt. However, if you put fertilizer in dirt and you put said plant into dirt, you can take dirt and make something from it. You can grow something from dirt. So today my video is about dirt, but it's also about how you can put fertilizer and dirt together and how you can plant a seed and how that seed will use dirt and fertilizer to grow. But let me ask you this question, everybody. Who is the company who is buying a seed, and what seeds are they buying for the place you live in? Because if we can identify the seeds they buy, we can pay for investing in the company who cultivates the seed. See, that's where I want you to buy. I'm not wanting you to buy the finished fruit that everyone has created. I'm trying to get you to see the company that created the manufacturing plant that's making the seeds because they cultivate it. Because if you own a piece of the company and the token does well, or the seed in this case does well, then the company has to produce more. And you own part of the company by investing smartly in the underlying technology. That's what zero knowledge proofs are. Zero knowledge proofs, another way of putting it, is the proof of the money before it gets there. Let me explain that. If you look at a storm, and I'm going to pull this up because I know I'm taking a lot of time to talk through this. 2018, Ethereum founder. In 2024, they look at the clues. This is what I look at. I have to do the research to pull these clues. See, you get the finished product. I had to research and find the connection. USV, this company right here, and Multicoin Capital. These are the people that were the funding founders of the company Matters Lab. Matters Lab in 2018 was then invested in by these people here. Now, let me take this off. You didn't recognize Dragonfly, so you didn't look for him. You didn't go search. You didn't do one Google search on Dragonfly Capital for Underdog Research, I told you. But how many times have you bought Ethereum, looked up Ethereum, and heard Vitalik, Buterin? 100, 200? But Vitalik, Buterin saw the same thing as Hashib Qureshi, who is over at Dragonfly Capital. And if you understood this, then before this company came into existence, millions of dollars was funded through Union Square Ventures, and Multicoin Capital handed the money to the company of Matters Lab, which created zero knowledge proofs company called zkSync, and it's on Coinbase. The thing about it is, XRP is telling you in 2025, this was just a few days ago, that they need that technology, zero knowledge proofs, for their product to work. They told you again, from their experts. Who is their expert? David Schwartz. I circled it. It makes it possible. So if you hear from the companies themselves who are telling you that zero knowledge proofs make it possible, then this will help you understand my analogy about a storm, thunder, and lightning. I want you to be conditioned that you've been chasing thunder and you've been saying to people this cryptocurrency is the thunder, which proves the lightning. But that's not correct. It's actually the opposite of that. Lightning creates the thunder. The proof that there is a storm is you hear the thunder, you see the lightning. The proof that money, no matter what way they transfer it, XRP through banks, SwiftCoin through remittances, the proof that money will flow through zero knowledge proof companies who take on this technology is the proof that they build out the platform security, decentralization, and compliance before they put billions of dollars into it. The proof is SwiftCoin. If you believe SwiftCoin is one of the biggest and baddest for remittances, which you should, and you believe XRP is one of the biggest and baddest for bank transfers, which you should, then you should also recognize the thing that's in common for all the companies is all of them have ZK proofs. The only one that doesn't have ZK proofs are ones that you're not using or not scalable. And ones that have things called optimism, which is a whole nother conversation. There's a product called OP. Not a coincidence that optimism is one of the projects in the BlackRock build. That's a different way of proving something, but that's not the conversation today. I'm giving you what 99% of them have or need to have is zero knowledge proofs. So zero knowledge proofs are the lightning that proves the storm of money will happen. And you're buying a token, which is the thunder. What I need you to understand is before that money can flow in whatever token that you tribalize on and you say this token is going to be the best, this underdog, I don't care what you're saying, this token right here is Dr. One Underdog. It can't do anything with anti-money laundering laws, AMLs, and compliance laws and KYC unless it has zero knowledge proofs. That's all you need to know. That is the evidence you need to know. Companies like Ripple, it started as a credit card. It was a credit card network. It was by a Canadian inventor. I shared it with you in my previous videos and connected. It was 2012 where they said, we like what you do. And we have today's Ripple. They collaborated with this company made by Canadian, these Americans who collaborate with the company made by Canadian in 2012. They wasn't thinking of that. So zero knowledge proofs came out in the 80s. It's a mathematical concept that's now been proven best for blockchain. So that is what you need to get about these zero knowledge proofs. Now, this is something I left you with a cliffhanger with this right here. Folks, I want you to know about this right here. 2020, there was a partnership with Rambo Lam, the CEO of SwiftCoin, who owns the intellectual property called Metapan. He partnered with a company, and that company he stayed in partnership with that originally came from China and Singapore. He came from China and Singapore. They partnered, and their partnership ran from 2017 to 2020. Interoperability in crypto money transfer. Now, during their collaboration, what I need you to understand that absolutely zero Zero people have covered. Zero. I will be the first and only person ever to cover what I'm about to tell you. And a lot of stuff I've already told you, no one else is covering. So I'm going to take my credit. Let me wrap up everything for you and bring this conversation to a head. I want you to stay connected and watch the connected tissue. My link's right there. You can see my private network, or you can go and get connected in my playlist in the series. Stay connected. Until next time, this has been Underdog Research Channel.
The juices will bend.
Yeah.